Hello, I'm named Zachary Moritz, and I am about to start a talking experiment exercise again, as I did yesterday. Uh, it was 15 minutes yesterday, and it is maybe going to only be 15 minutes this time. I don't know, maybe more, but at least 15 minutes. I have all these foods in front of me, and that's because I just got this protocol, this Brian Johnson Blueprint protocol from the Blueprint website, the Brian Johnson website. Uh, it's for longevity. It says he's a rejuvenation athlete, professional rejuvenation athlete. That interests me very much. I'm excited to get started using this tomorrow with when I wake up. I just have to get in the habit of taking the certain amount of all these things, and I will see how I feel after I take them. I also have to make the the food portion of it. Like there's a drink, there's pills, and there's the food portion of it. Nutty pudding. Then you also take 1 tablespoon of the olive oil, I guess. And that plus exercise and good sleep, I should be not aging very quickly. I should be aging slowly or reverse, but I don't know what the next step is. The next step might be some sort of blood panel testing or medical procedure, medical testing, like there's the VO2 max, which is where you're on this treadmill and you are running and like measuring the maximum amount of oxygen input and output that you can put, and that is what the VO2 max is. And when you have a baseline from it and you want to increase it, obviously, you want to increase your volume of oxygen input and output, or yeah, I'm not entirely certain and sure about what it means, and I don't really care because if it works, I'll do it. And I don't care, maybe it's that I can't do it because it is too expensive. And if it's too expensive and I can't do it, that doesn't mean that I'm not getting better. I can have the benefits and be poor at tracking them because this is set and measured already where I don't need to do any adjustments to it. I think if I stay on the monthly auto ship of that, they're already doing their testing and they're optimizing it for everyone, and so they're changing it. That's when they're sending it to us with the changes. And my body will start, I don't know. It's definitely something I'm excited for, and we hate Chinese. No, that doesn't make sense. China, Chinese people. I run out of things to talk about, and that saddens me greatly. It makes me upset, it makes me sad, it makes me unhappy. It's really a shame. It's really annoying. There is olive oil there, and I think that they describe it as something a lot different than just any olive oil that you can buy at a store. There's certain things that you look for in olive oil, like polyphenols and things like that, that have to. Oh, wait, no, that's the chocolate. Both the olive oil and the chocolate need to be sourced perfectly. It seems like if there's any one thing off in the items, then it's wrong. And you can get the right things. You have to get the right things, and that's what I got here. Um, Again, really excited about that. And in terms of goals, like, well, actually, I'm really interested in something which is such a great interest that actually, instead of telling you about my goals, I'm going to tell you about my interests. And what my interests are is these books. Now, I just passed over 210 hours of logged reading time, I think, since October of last year, and it's July. I don't have the math right, but that's around 9 months or 10 months. So 210 hours of reading, and when I get up to 240 hours of reading, which actually I didn't only do 210 hours of reading, I actually did like 24 hours of reading. It was around 24 hours of reading, and then I reset my counter, and then I did 210 hours of reading. So that is 234 hours of reading. And so if that is at 240 hours, which is just 4 hours off, 6 hours off of it, then that's 10 days of straight reading. So from midnight to midnight, 10 times in a row, of just straight reading a single word after a single word. And that isn't something I feel is bad. Definitely not regretting that at all. I am certainly very unregretful of the time I've invested into reading. Now, I'm continuing reading, and I have two breaks at work, 30 minutes each, and on those breaks, in a total, there is 50 minutes that I'm reading. So I don't read after work, but that means every day that's 50 minutes reading. It's just about an hour. And on the weekends, I should be reading 100 hours, so it's double. And that could also be described as an hour and 40 minutes. And so that is my rate of reading right now. If I read, let me think about this, 50 minutes, 4 days a week, and then 100 minutes, 3 days a week, that means that there's 150 hours divided by 7. If you do 150 divided by 7, that's about at least 2, because 140 divided by 7 is 2, but it's greater than 2. 2 and 1/7. But I don't know how that translates into time. But that is how much more than 50 minutes um, a day that I'm going to be reading. I guess it might turn out to be like, because you probably take the 2 times 7, which equals 140, and then the 1/7, making the 10 minutes. Oh, it's not 1/7, it's 1/6. Um, Probably makes it around 20 minutes per day. So it looks like my reading time is an hour and 10 minutes a day. Just round the clock. And that's an increase because what I've been tracking on my reading time, it's gone up and down. It was around 45, and then I think it went down to 39 hours last time I checked. So I've really decided to get, I've really decided to start focusing hard on the time that I'm spending reading and read like 100, 50, 70 hours a day. 70 hours a day on average. Instead of 45 or 55 or 65, 70, an hour and 10 minutes a day. And who knows if I can somehow achieve the lifestyle where I can read 10 hours a day, then I'll do that. Nobody knows though. It's an abstract reality in the future that we don't know of. There is no one that knows. There is nobody that knows. No human knows. No human can know because there is no way to know. Because the future is undefined, is out of our perception, is unpredictable, unpredicted, and we don't know. And it's fine that we don't know because it doesn't matter what it's going to be. It isn't the way that it's going to be now. It's going to be, it is the way that we're going to make it. That's what the future is. And the future definitely isn't the way that things are now. Because now isn't the past, and now isn't the future. The future is different from the now, and the now is different from the future. So if we're in the now, then the future can't be the same as the way things are now. Because things change, and time happens. And in the future, when time has happened, because time has happened, things have changed. In the future, because time has happened, things will have changed. That's what time does. And things break down. Weather occurs. Storms happen. Rain from the clouds come down. And rain can either flow or it can crash. Water can flow or water can crash. And that's not how I describe rain when I say water's flowing. I'm not thinking of rain when I'm thinking of water flowing. I'm thinking of a mellow little creek going down the side of a hill. I'm thinking of a river flowing down the earth. Not something falling from the sky and crashing and exploding and pushing its force and moving things all around. Rain destroys things, especially when there's storms, like tornadoes, where the rain is really going fast and really destroying things. So that's what we don't know about the future, is if I'll have 10 hours to read a day. Or 5. Even if it's around 5, that's respectable. When I have so much respect for the reading that I do, then I will have no regrets for any reading that I did do. Or the respect I have for the reading that I do now, is something to be proud of, which makes me proud of the time I read. I have 3 books on my desk to read. I don't really know which one of them is called. So one of them is called The Eternal City. The other one is called Big Book of Tell Me Why. And it was just some book that I read or I never read it. I was given it in the year 2000 or something. And seems like it's for children. It looks like it has 300 pages or something. So if I just go through it, then I can get it over with. And I can say there's another book that I've read. And there's a third book, seems to be around 200 pages. I look forward to the day that I finish all 3 of these books. And when that happens, I can start diving into my reading list, my to-read list. I have been developing this list for 10 years, and I've worked on it recently, identifying each book with which amount of number of pages it has per book, whether it's 100 pages, 200 pages, 300, or 1,000. And then I also had the Anthropic branded AI categorize each book into a certain category. So the first category it gave me was a lot of books in self-help. Yeah, self-help books. There was 50 of them in this category. So after category, adding the book page count to the books, and I sorted them by page count and lowest starting first. So there's about 4 books that are under 100 pages, 50 or 60 or 70 pages. So I'm going to read 4 of those really quick books first. And then I guess it starts getting into longer books, 100 pages, 120 pages. I don't know, something like this, 150 pages, 200 pages. And then that's where probably the majority of them are, around 250 to 300 pages. And then eventually I will finish my self-help category of books and go on to the next category, which is similar to self-help, but it's not particularly that, and it was separated for a reason. But then that category starts out at a small number of pages and works its way up to larger numbers of pages as you go down. But I haven't by hand separated and categorized these books, and I don't think I need to until the time comes that I have to go into the next category. The only reason would be because if I lose the cheat sheet that the AI categorized for me, then I won't know really which books go into what categories next. Nobody said which category I have to read first, but I just thought about going in order from the top of the list to the bottom of the list. And I did feel like I don't want to jump around from category to category. I want to like emerge my mind, submerge my mind into one category consistently over a long period of time. And if there's like 55 books in this category, I might be reading these books for like a year. I don't know. And hopefully I'll have no regrets. Hopefully I will have only benefits when I'm reading these books. I'll go ahead and end this video.